Hey everyone, just wanted to shoot a quick video around why I believe passionately, might I add, that material information is the new gold rush in the property world. And some of you might be thinking, why on earth would I say something like that? Well, let me explain just a little while as to why I think it is such an important opportunity, not just for estate agents, but also for conveyancers and home buyers and sellers. Now, the biggest frustration that we keep hearing time and time again is the time it takes to get a property deal over the line, right? So from an acceptable offer all the way through to exchange of contracts, I've now been reliably informed that's crossed 200 days. Okay, just let that land for a second. 200 days from offer to exchange, which is an awfully long time. And the point about material information, as far as I'm concerned, is that all of the process that should be done between an acceptable offer being made and the exchange of contracts, a large part of that legwork is data gathering. And that should be done right at the very start, which if you look at the material information provisions, there is a strong parallel between what's being asked for at the point of marketing and what's actually going on in the legal process. Now, I'm not saying it's taking over the conveyancer's work, but what it will do is actually give a lot of information up front. And so I want you to imagine the scenario. If you're an estate agent and you're struggling to get the kind of fees that you would like for your business, and if you're a conveyancer and you're also struggling to do the same, well, I can tell you right now that your clients, the buyers and sellers, will pay away the pain. Okay, it's a fact that people will pay for convenience, right? So that's why you will pay £5 for a bottle of water in a nightclub in, I don't know, Ibiza, compared to, what you can get it for at Costco. And it is all about convenience, that time and place for marketing. And most people don't appreciate the stress, the heartache, the frustration that they're going to endure throughout that sale process. And this is why I genuinely feel that material information needs to be embraced by both estate agents and conveyancers for their fee-paying clients. Now, one of the questions that comes up all the time is who's going to pay for it? Well, there's various avenues. At the moment, currently the buyer pays for it. And if you look at the way the legislation's being written, it's really and truthfully either the seller or the estate agent that pays for it. And most estate agents aren't going to want to fork out extra money because they're not making enough money, because their fees aren't high enough. Okay, well, then you've got to ask the seller for a greater contribution, or you get creative in how that's actually paid for. And if that's something you want to discuss with me, I'm happy to share a couple of tips and tricks on how I think it should be structured from a buyer and seller's perspective, but also so that everybody gets paid and everybody gets paid quickly, okay? More importantly, your client gets to move home as fast as possible. Now, a couple of things that might come up in this conversation is you have crossed the line and nobody else is embracing material information. Why should I bother, right? And it does come down to that change in the industry as a whole. But the point being, your clients want certainty, right? You're the linchpin as the estate agent going into the client's home. You're the linchpin around how quickly and professionally that deal gets done. And by having all of the information available at day one, that timescale shortens drastically. Okay, so if you are one of the few agents currently doing material information and your competitors aren't, well, that's a good thing, okay? Because from what I'm hearing, the rumours are going through the grapevine are that the CMA, who have got the budget, the manpower and the clout to start fining agents up to £300,000 or 10% of global turnover, will be rolling out those fines the early part of the new year. Now, from what I can tell, that means they are currently building their case files against estate agents at the moment who are non-compliant. Okay, so if you think everything's rosy, everything's nice and quiet, well, it is because, shall we say, the shark is lurking or circling beneath the water, ready to strike. So, to make of that what you will. You might choose to ignore it. That's entirely up to you. But there are consequences. Okay. Now, bearing in mind we've had a couple of years to get prepared for this. There's really no sympathy if people are failing to embrace it. Now, where conveyancers can work hand in hand with estate agents, of course, is that very more frequently than the industry wants to admit, there are times when an estate agent will put a property up for sale and they will do lots of marketing and then find that they can't actually sell the property. Okay, and that's a problem, especially if you spent thousands and thousands of pounds of marketing. But more importantly, the buyer and the seller have both spent nearly £3,400 each on those on an abortive legal process, then it's not going to do your reputation any good. So conveyancers should work alongside estate agents to do things like reports on title earlier on in the process, so everybody knows that the property is ready to go from day one. The client will pay more for the expediency of the whole process because they want it done. And then you have the process, of course, of being able to bump up your fees for fast-track conveyancing, for fast-track moving people to their dream home as quickly as possible. So I hope that's helpful. Anything that anybody needs any guidance on, if you want to drop me a line or drop a comment below, be happy to have a chat with you about it. As I say, I think it's going to transform the industry. There's going to be a them and us. It's going to be the professionals at the top who are making money all day long, and it's going to be those that fail to comply who are going to get hauled over the coals, and the regulators I don't think will have much sympathy, but that's just my take. So anyway, drop a comment below if you want any help and support, guys. I'll happy to help as much as I possibly can, and I'll look forward to seeing you on another video very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.